Good evening. Thank you for joining us tonight. The crew of a sailboat taking part in a race this afternoon ran into trouble near Entrance Island off Nanaimo, and a BC Ferry's vessel was among the vessels that assisted in the rescue. Reports say as many as 6 people were thrown into the water. 2 have been taken to hospital by BC ambulance suffering from hypothermia. A News reporter Brent Shearer has more on the story. He's live in our Mid-Island Bureau in Nanaimo tonight. Brent?
Eric, there were around 62 vessels registered for the Southern Straits yacht race this morning, but the majority of participants withdrew. It looks like some of the boats that didn't suffered the consequences. The race was called off this afternoon just as winds here on the east coast of the Central Island reached more than 100 kilometers an hour. The 6 boats that were still in the water were told to seek safe harbor until the winds died down. A distress call went out about 3 o'clock this afternoon. Reports of up to 6 people in the water. Now here's some video shot by one of our viewers who was aboard the Coastal Renaissance ferry. It was in the area at the time and helped out with the rescue. Now, it was on its way from Tawasin to Duke Point when this call went out. The ferry positioned itself to block the fierce winds while the Coast Guard moved in. You could just make out the Coast Guard vessel there on the left and the vessel in distress on the right. Now, while the BC ferry was blocking the winds, that Coast Guard vessel moved in. It took 2 people out of the water. Now, we're hearing that one of those people is suffering from mild hypothermia, and the other person's condition was initially described as deteriorating, but we now believe that person is doing a lot better. Now, both have since been taken to the hospital by BC ambulance, and the Coastal Renaissance has safely docked at Duke Point. Of course, now this rescue has put a delay on the sailings coming out of Duke Point, between Tawasin and Duke Point, and also sailings coming from Tawasin into Swartz Bay. They are also running behind. BC Ferries expects to resume sailings between Horseshoe Bay and Nanaimo at 7 o'clock, and all of this is weather permitting. Now, anyone who is going to be taking a ferry tonight, make sure you check with BC Ferries. You can log on to their website at bcferries.com. Eric?
Brent Shearer in Nanaimo. Thank you, Brent.